I'm just going to show you how to do this this calculation. It's pretty straightforward, right? So what I'll do here is I have to go back to find um, the information from the last lesson. Okay, so what I said, my practical choice one was 50 liters. Okay, that's how big the gas tank was on my practical choice, right? So you can put in 50 liters here, right? All you're doing is really filling in the table, okay, with information that you may or may not already, well, you should already know from the other table, right? And then your city fuel economy, I said was 8.6. 8.6, okay, liters every 100 kilometers. Okay, that's like you're gonna burn 8.6 liters for every 100 kilometers that you drive. Okay, and then same thing on the highway. You're gonna have a different number though, right? So you burn less gas driving on the highway than you do driving in the city, and that's because you're not starting and stopping your car all the time, like from a speed of 0. I mean, okay. Okay. Now, here's the point of today. I want you to figure out both of these columns, right, based on the selection that you've made. Okay, so the way we do this, if we come look, take a look over here. Okay, I'll show you how to do this. And this is a basic math skill that I think gets missed all the time. Okay, and it's very, very, very useful. Okay, and that's being that like we as teachers always emphasize the use of units in our word problems and whatnot. Okay. I think maybe sometimes we don't do a great job at explaining why they are so important. Okay, and they're important because you can look at them and do basic math on the units to get a final answer. Okay, so your units are going to tell you a story. So here's what I've got. I've got liters and I've got liters per 100 kilometers. Okay. Ultimately, the thing I want to find out is how far can I drive? Kilometers. Okay. So we're going to look at the units and figure out how can I get a kilometers as an answer out of the units that I'm provided here. Okay. Well, it's very, very similar. That's the exact same thing as dividing fractions. Okay. Or multiplying fractions. Okay. I see a fraction here. Okay. And this is how I figured out how to tell you how to do this question, okay, in text. Okay, what I can do here is if I divide these two together, okay, I have a fraction inside of a fraction, and in the past, or the way you can deal with this, okay, is you can take this and bring it to the numerator, okay, and what it turns into is you're going to get liters multiplied by 100 kilometers over liters. Okay, so what happens here is when you take the bottom of when you have fractions inside of fractions, that's what's going on here. You can take the denominator, or the bottom fraction, and bring it to the numerator, okay, and flip it, okay? Okay, now, what this is saying now is you're going to get liters divided by liters, okay? Well, I see here in my table, I have liters divided by liters. Okay, so what you can do, okay, that's a little bit wordy, and this is just me trying to show you how the math's actually working out, okay? All you have to do in order to do this is take your 50 liters, okay, divide it by, it's 8.6, right? And then what you have is these liters are going to cancel, right? Because they're in numerator and denominator opposite, right? So I'm just filling in information here. Okay, so you can do the math on that. Okay, so what you'll do here is you're going to get 50 divided by 8.6. Okay, it's 5.81. Okay, there's no units on that, right? And remember, that's going to be a number, and we still have to multiply. I still have the units in the numerator there. Okay, so you're going to take your answer from dividing this, And then all you have to do now is take this and multiply it by that. And so it's going to be 581 kilometers, right? If I take this number, 5.81, and multiply it by 100, it's 581. That's how far you can drive in the city, okay? Okay. Now you can do the exact same thing. Okay, you can choose to do this. This is just me explaining what's going on here. Okay, you can follow what I do. Okay, I take the two numbers, divide, and multiply by 100. That's what I put in the text, right? So if I do the last one here, kilometers I can drive on the highway. Okay, you take your highway fuel economy, right? Right here. It's 6.6, but I only have 50 liters in my gas tank. So what you can do is go 50 liters divided by the 6.6, right? And that's multiplied by 100 kilometers. So let's do the math on that. 50 divided by 6.6 times 100. Okay, so you can go about 0.6 of a kilometer, 600 meters. Okay, go pretty far in this thing on the highway. That's pretty impressive, actually. Okay, so you can type that in, 757.6 kilometers. Okay, that's how you do the math on that. That's useful information when you go look buy a car, right? How much is it going to cost you to fill up the tank? Okay, and then from there, how far can you drive? Those should be the things that you're looking at when you're buying a car, right? And then you can budget yourself now, right? Like, how much is this going to cost me over a month? Can I incorporate that into the rest of my bills? And how much is that going to cost me over the course of the year? Okay, so by that, you're going to multiply by however many times you need to fill up in a month, and then you take that number and multiply by 12. Okay, and you can see the difference here. You'll see a difference in the numbers, which will be interesting. Okay, so that's it. Hopefully that's relatively straightforward. Let me know if you have any questions still.